Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So my man Dan going a little crazy with the spray can. Did that rhyme? Stay tuned. All right, guys, so Dan is due in any minute. He's taken a bunch of his own rackets and my own and have made it glossy, shiny, clear coated it. And what did it do to the racket besides make it look like a pro's racket? I don't know if you know this, but most pros rackets, if not all pros rackets, are shiny because under the lights, under the stars, they glisten when the light hits the racket. Well, why do they glisten? Because there's a clear coat on it. I don't know if Fed's is shiny. I mean, definitely the one we have kind of is, but I don't know about that matte black. That's the only one that I am not sure about. I know everybody else is going to be on the shinier side. So let's wait up for Dan and see what he came up with. All right, so my man Dan, as some of you may know, glossed up and pro-stocked my racket, and here it is. If you haven't seen it yet, okay, it looks a lot better, pro-stock-ish, going to glisten like the stars on the court. Maybe not this star, but somebody who I might lend it to will be good enough to make it look really good. But Dan also took a bunch of other rackets that we had and made it into, let's say, pro stock star level. So we have Dan today. Thank you for joining me, Dan.
Thanks for inviting me.
And we're going to see what he did with the special clear coat that you used.
Right. So that particular can is a $30 can of clear coat, by the time you get shipping and tax. And it's only good for 48 hours. So I figured I better do some other rackets at the same time and see what effect it would have, not only to take a flat black racket and gloss it up, but what about some of the other colored rackets? What would it do to some of those? And so I was, one of the big surprises to me was
this new Gravity.
I took the new Gravity racket here, and I did the same clear coat. And what was really surprising, and it's hard to see, you'd have to really get it into the light and get some angle on it. But this color right here, I thought was flat black, maybe a grayish black color. In fact, if you hold that a second, let me get a stock one.
Yep.
And show you the difference. So this really surprised me.
That looks navy.
So in the light, it's a nice dark navy, and it's got a metallic sparkle to it, which just surprised the heck out of me, because I thought it was just a flat black or gray.
It looks much darker.
And so the color came out. It brought out the color and the metallic sparkle in the paint, and it also brought out the color shift.
Yeah, look at the purple.
The purple and the blue color shift beautifully, and so I was just so impressed with what this looked like.
Okay, next one up is...
Check this out. So I took the Blade Night Session, right, which is a really cool racket, a pretty expensive racket. I don't recommend that you try to paint your, expensive night session, because these are pretty rare. The thing about the Night Session, these stripes are actually reflective, which is pretty cool, but they're not very durable. So if you're stringing it and you're tying off a knot here, that reflective stripe is going to get dinged up. It gets dinged up pretty easy. So this clear coat actually would have prevented that. The clear coat will not scratch through. This is a really, really hard clear coat. So now I've protected these stripes. But check it out. It's got some serious bling to it now.
So here's the thing about paint, tennis racket paint, Wilson in general, paint, is that it doesn't stay on. I've been complaining about that for 20 years now, and maybe now we have a remedy to that. Wilson paint.
This stuff is bulletproof. I even do like the whole head guard. I don't even tape off the strings or anything. I just paint it strung just like that. You get a little paint on the edge of the strings. You can't even tell. Doesn't hurt anything. I put tape down here. I just shoot the whole thing. I take the damper off and that's it. And so it's easy to do. It came out really nice. And so let's do a few more.
Okay.
Right.
That looks nice, actually.
Thank you.
You can add another $100 to that one.
So we always talk about a gloss black Pro Staff. Now you want to see a pretty racket. So this is a Pro Staff V13, which was matte black, and now you can see it in a gloss.
You know what that looks like? This looks like the Pro Staff Classic 6.1 that they have on the Wilson site. The 1619 Classic 6.1, 1618, excuse me. Oh no, 1820.
So for $329, you can order a V13 Pro Staff and get it in different colors or a gloss finish. This way, for a tenth of a $30 can of paint. So for $3 worth of clear coat, you can gloss up your V13 Pro Staff, and it's just gorgeous. We put it on the machine. It only added I don't have it on here. It only added a gram of weight.
So I think this would probably look better than the one that they would customize.
If they customized it, you'd get the Wilson logo. It would probably come out a little better. But look, this is super easy. It looks great, and you can do it at home if you have the guts.
Will it be even that glossy from Wilson?
It's probably that glossy, is my guess. Let's do just a few more real quick. So the coolest clear coat I ever did was the Clash V2, and that brought out that red color. I mean, it just pops.
Candy apple red.
Candy apple. That's just a super, super pretty color, and
they'd probably sell more of those in that color.
Oh, it's really pretty. You get this out in the sunlight. Let me get you a couple more real quick. This is the prior version of the Gravity. This was a black racket.
Now that purple and blue really pops.
That really comes out. I don't think this is
that yellow.
I don't think this is actually a color shift paint. They shift the color by gradually changing the color, but this color in the light doesn't shift like the new one. And
look at the purple.
But that's purple color, not a shift color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So in the light, if I move it around, no, I don't see it shifting.
No, it's not shifting.
Yeah. So they did a faux shift on the old one. Now the new one, they actually have it shift. They don't do the yellow green on the other side, but the gloss black, the colors really come out.
That's the thing. I don't understand why all these companies are caring about color changing in the light chameleon thing.
So let's talk about that with this Ultra. Okay. So the Ultra was a flat color. Okay. It's a flat color, and it had color shift, but you couldn't see it shift in the light, or at least you couldn't see it very well.
Oh, your wife is here.
Oh, there's my wife. say hi to the camera. She said she was going to check up on me. She wants to know what I'm doing. This is it. So this has a beautiful, if you can, again, in the daylight, you can really see it go from blue to purple. And this is just gorgeous. It was a nice color before, I would say. And so going to glossy to gloss black is cool, but some of these colors really come out nice.
No, if it was in this color, it would sell more too. Not that it doesn't sell now, but I enjoy looking at this a little more, and I'm sure on the wall it pops off a little more too.
Yeah, we can show you the.
Look at that Wilson. It pops off better off of that black. The black pops off of the blue better.
So here's the standard racket.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that difference. Not that doesn't look bad. This just looks better.
It's just blingy. And it has a little different feel, as you touch the racket.
That's true. When you do this.
This is a little smoother feel. This is maybe,
Oh, that's true.
It's still smooth. It's not like I'm catching my fingers on it, but it's just a different feel. But I really like
this. Feels cheap.
Yeah. Well, everyone has a different definition.
This feels better. This feels like I'm touching diamonds or something.
Okay, so let's take a a Blade V8 in clear coat. And here you can kind of see the color shift in it. It goes kind of to almost, well, it's hard to see in here, but it has a little color shift. But yeah, look at that in gloss. It's really pretty.
I think we might have eliminated the color shifting on this one.
Yeah.
Right?
I can't remember if that had it. It's hard to see. If it does have it, I can't see it.
Because you can tell the greens now. Interesting.
Yeah.
You can see it shifting.
That really pops. All right, and last but not least, I did a Fury Sport Arma Pro 98 in a gloss black, and that was a decent looking racket. It definitely has a little more pop to it.
The yellow's popped out now.
The yellow pops out. This holographic. It just looked plain flat silver before, and now it has a holographic color to it. You can see it if you catch the light here. It turns kind of a rainbow. And the silver and the black and then all this stuff up in here. So this is a really kind of a cool racket that you don't really notice a lot of those details in the flat color. So this came out really nice.
There's a lot of detail on it, actually.
A lot of detail. It's a nice racket. It's a heavy, powerful racket.
The New York Skyline.
The New York Skyline. It's a cool racket. Yeah.
Okay. I want to try something real quick.
Sure.
I just maybe my theory's wrong, but bring it in a little bit. Okay, I just want to hear that, Dan. Listen. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold this for a second. With the paint on the ultra side.
Well, that's got a strings and a damper in it.
Damn. Okay.
Good try, though.
I was like, it felt. No, I'm just right.
It's got a different sound, but I mean, if you took the damper out, it would probably sound the same. Yeah, we're not getting it. but that's an interesting idea. Does it change the sound? I hadn't thought about that, but that would be something to look for if I took a racket, hit with it. I haven't felt any difference on a clear coat versus non-clear coat. I've taken, again, a bunch of rackets, played with them. They feel identical. They just look better.
Okay.
And they stand up better.
Okay, so you too can make your racket glossy. Make it into a star. Make it look like the rackets the pros use. And bring out the vibrant colors of your racket. Dan did it on 10 rackets. The can's only $30, and you can do 10 rackets with the $30 worth of paint.
So get all your friends together. Yeah.
Line them all up and paint them up.
Yeah. And if you get it wrong, don't worry. It's you can't fix it, because once this goes on and dries, you cannot get it off. So if you don't like it, it's a one-way street. So you're committed. You want it blingy. It's not hard. I do a real thin coat, real thin going on. I let it, kind of just set up for a minute or two. Go for a little bit more. Do it a little bit at a time. And if you get it just right, keep the racket moving. It won't run. You set it out in the sunlight. Don't drop it on the ground. And it dries pretty quickly. But you got to really let it cure for a few days before you play with it. On Harry's racket, I thought it was dry. I was taking the tape off the grip, and I ended up with a thumbprint right on Harry's racket. So I had to add a little more clear coat. So he's got a permanent record of my DNA in his racket.
Mission impossible.
Yeah. All right.
All right, guys. My man Dan, thank you so much.
Thank you. That was fun.
Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Hey, Coach.
What's up, Harry? What you got there today?
Oh, just wanted to try out the new white out, and then obviously got my black out with some new strings in there. So want to test it out with you.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
All right. What you got there, Coach?
Oh, well, if we're going to test out your rackets today, I thought we'd just test out my rackets today. What do you think?
Sure, Coach. If you want that perfect coach or partner who is a racket junkie just like you, Play Your Court is the place. They have over 27,000 players for you to choose from. It's all at playyourcourt.com. venmo.com/tennis spin.